we cannot grasp all of it in just one evening or one day or one night. So we continue to celebrate the Christmas season up until next Sunday, which is the Feast of the Epiphany, when we celebrate the coming of the wise men to visit the child Jesus. Today's Gospel reading is a little, you might say, synopsis or a summary of who or what the church is. Because in today's Gospel we have, on the one hand, we have the shepherds, and on the other hand, we have Mary and Joseph. And we don't hear anything about Mary and Joseph, except we hear that Mary, she experienced so many things, and she treasured them and pondered them in her heart. So that was what Mary was doing during the first Christmas season. She was treasuring all the experiences she was having and pondering them in her heart. So for Mary, it was very much about she wasn't just caught up in what was happening around her, what the people were doing, what they were saying. She was allowing that to touch the deepest part of her soul and to reflect in there that this is how God is working in my life. The hand of God is in all of that, what's happening. Many people might have thought that what happened to Mary was a disaster. Here she was, a young woman in a strange town, knew nobody, and giving birth in a stable. It sounds like a disaster story. But Mary was able to see it and ponder it and treasure it, and to realize that even in all that chaos, God was still at work. God was present. God's plan was coming to life, to fulfillment. Unless we ponder things in our heart, unless we treasure them, we can think many things that happen to us are really negative, are disasters, mistakes, things that have gone wrong. But if we allow them to touch our heart and our soul and let the light of God shine on them, perhaps we will come to realize that they are not such disasters at all. They are not such a big mistake at all. Rather, they are God's surprising way of making His plan come about in our life and in the world around us. And I think that's why it's so important to take time for personal prayer, personal reflection, quiet time, so that we can really understand and see and realize that even though our lives are in some ways a mess, maybe upside down, not as we would like them to be, and yet God is there present in them and at work in all that is happening. And I think that's what Mary came to realize on that first Christmas, that even though everything seemed like a mess, seemed chaotic, but God was still with her and with Joseph and the shepherds coming confirming